Yeah, I remember that he put out his pocket, he had a box of condoms, and I was just like, what?
Body crazy, curvy, wavy, big titties, little waist. Body crazy, curvy, wavy, big titties, little waist. Body yada 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 yada.
What up, guys? It's your boy Chris, aka Money Mitch, back on the episode of Money Mitch Show. Did you miss me? Because I miss you. And if you are new to my channel, or if you have not already, make sure y'all hit that subscribe button down below. Follow your boy, and might as well hit that notification bell too. Let me know that y'all like the content I'm coming up with you guys for every week, 3 times a week. You feel me? Alright, so it's Monday, which means what? It's Military Mondays. Military Mondays. Haha. And in today's video, the topic is what to bring to boot camp. What you can and what you cannot bring to boot camp. You ready? Alright, let's go. Alright, so first things first. First thing you bring to boot camp is 2 forms of ID. Whether that be your social security card and your driver's license or your birth certificate or something. Something that says you are who you are. And one of those forms of ID needs to have your picture on it. Because what is ID without your picture? It ain't nothing but a piece of paper. So make sure you bring your ID with you and your social security card or your birth certificate or even your passport. You just need 2 forms of ID with you. And since it's 2021 and COVID's been a thing since last year, if you've already been vaccinated for the COVID-19 virus, make sure you bring your little vaccination card with you to boot camp. So that way they know you're vaccinated and you hopefully don't have to quarantine before you start boot camp. Also, bring your immunization records with you too. That's another very important thing to bring with you. Because in boot camp, you get a lot of shots. And so if you already have those in your record, you don't have to get those shots, y'all. Because when I tell you it's like a drive-through when it comes to shots, it's like step up, boop, boop. So if you got your immunization records, all the shots you had your entire life, bring that with you to boot camp, all right? So the second thing to bring with you to boot camp is, which I feel like is the most important thing to bring with you, is a small address book. So the reason why you want a small address book, because you won't have access to your phone. And if you do bring your phone, they're gonna ship it back home for you, or yeah, so don't bring your phone. So bring a small address book with all the names and numbers and addresses for the people that you want to talk to while you're in boot camp. Make sure that you make sure you write their addresses down so you can write them letters, phone numbers when you have phone calls, and just names so you know who it is, you know what I'm saying? But make sure you bring that, because without that, let me tell you, it gets very lonely in boot camp. And so having that outlet to write to people while you're in boot camp and be able to call them when you have phone call days is the best thing ever. So make sure you bring an address book with you, because if not, you're going to regret it. You hear me? You are literally going to regret it. So another thing that you can bring, this is for the brothers out there, you can bring a small picker cone, which is kind of, well, it has to be plastic, number one, which is kind of not really gonna help you that much, because in boot camp, bzz, it all comes off. But if your hair grows fast like mine, of course you're gonna want a small pick or comb that's plastic so you can get away with bringing it. All right, cool. All right, so another thing is, you can't roll up to boot camp loaded. You can't come to boot camp with stacks on stacks on stacks, stacks on stacks on stacks. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. What you're allowed to bring is your debit card and up to $10 in cash. So I mean, if it's 10 ones, a 5 and 10 ones, a 5 and 5 ones, 2 5s, just a $10 bill. But that's the max amount of money you're allowed to bring to boot camp in 2021. Back when I was in boot camp, I didn't bring no cash. I just brought my debit card and I was swipe. And so why I say to bring your debit card or a small amount of cash, most importantly your debit card, is because while you're in boot camp, you go to the store. Sometimes you go to the store so you guys can re-up on soap and toothbrush or whatever you need. So in order for you to get that, you have a way to pay for it. So make sure you bring that money, you feel me, with you to boot camp, because without it, I don't know what to tell y'all, because you're gonna be struggling. Another thing you're allowed to bring is your glasses or prescription medicine. Sorry, these braces just make it real hard for me to talk. So you're allowed to bring your glasses, reading glasses, or your prescribed glasses and prescription medicine with your name on it. That's the most important thing. You cannot come up to boot camp, look past the bag and talk about, this is for my backaches. No, it has to be with your name on it, and it has to last you throughout boot camp. Boot camp is roughly 8 weeks, so make sure you bring enough with you, so that way you don't need to get a refill while you're in boot camp. So make sure you tell your doctor or whoever else before you leave to go to boot camp that you want to re-up on your meds. That way you have enough to last you through the 8 weeks of boot camp. but make sure it has your name on it. And cannot stress that enough. It can't have your mama name, your brother's name, your sister's name, no one else's name but your name. So make sure you bring that with you. Alright, and so for my females, this is what y'all can bring. Alright, so this is only for females. So if you're not female, you probably skip past this. Alright, first thing for females you're allowed to bring is your female hygiene feminine products. So I'm not gonna go into detail what that is. Y'all females, y'all know what that is. Y'all know what y'all need to keep your body, you know, good to go. So you're allowed to bring that. You're allowed to bring that, and you're also allowed to bring conservative cosmetics. And when I say conservative cosmetics, I mean not your Kylie Jenner palette or your crayon case palette, none of that. Okay, you're allowed to bring things to give you a natural look. So like a small thing of concealer, blush, and that's it, and lip gloss. That's about it. I'm sorry, y'all. It's not my rules, girls, but that's all you're allowed to bring. You're not allowed to bring, you know, your contour, your eyelashes, and your weaves and stuff like that. No. You're not allowed to bring none of that. You're only allowed to bring the basics, which is just concealer, I think, and blush. You're not allowed to bring mascara. I think you're allowed to bring lipstick, but you're only allowed to wear it when you're in dress uniform. Don't quote me on that. I'm gonna have to go back and figure that out. But yes, and then another thing you guys are allowed to bring is your birth control. You're allowed to bring your birth control with you while you're in boot camp because it's part of your feminine hygiene standard things. Because God forbid you get pregnant in boot camp, because listen, there's ways around that. Because listen, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. You're not allowed. I mean, you're allowed to bring your feminine products. All right, so some of the things you're not allowed to bring with you to boot camp. You're not allowed to bring any aerosol can. So whether that be your hairspray, your axe spray, wherever it is in an aerosol can, you're not allowed to bring with you. So don't even try it because they're gonna whoop, throw that away. All right, so that's one of the things. You're not allowed to bring any lighters, any cigarettes, any tobacco products. If you smoke dip, guess what? You about to cut cold turkey for 8 weeks because you're not allowed to smoke, you're not allowed to dip, and so that's that. Another thing, don't try to bring alcohol, y'all. You're literally not allowed to bring alcohol to boot camp. So don't be that person who tries to be sneaky, be like, oh, this is just my water bottle, because they're gonna find out. Because you're not allowed to bring liquids. Only thing liquids you're allowed to bring is if they're medicated liquids, like your, I don't know, liquid ibuprofen or whatever the case may be. But that's all you're allowed to bring with you liquid-wise to boot camp. Another thing, don't bring condoms, y'all. There was this time we were like in boot camp and we were like switching out of our civilian clothes to go into our uniforms, our little Smurf outfits. See, y'all know what Smurfs is and y'all know what Smurfs is, okay? And so we were switching out of that, and this guy pulled out of his pocket a box of condoms, and this RDC was like, what do you think you're gonna do with that, recruit? And he was just going in and in. So don't bring any condoms. Another thing, you're not allowed to bring any sex toys, okay? Don't even try it, because it's literally just gonna make your life living hell. Because one, if you get away with it and you get it in there, get past your RDCs with it in your compartment, and so they find out either someone snitch or they just happen to do a random rack inspection and they find it, your life is literally going to be hell. So it's not even worth it, okay? Alright guys, so that was a list of some of the things you're now allowed to bring, some things you're not allowed to bring with you to boot camp. This is for my people going to boot camp in 2021. I kind of updated a little bit to help you guys out. And yeah, so as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you subscribe, follow your boy, share this video to your mama, daddy, sister, cousin, uncle, whoever, and tell them to hop on the Money Mitski bandwagon, money gang, 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 you feel me? Alright, until Workout Wednesday, goodbye.